Right, so we are going to start seated just comfortably on your sit bones, coming to a space where you have a nice tall spine. Use any support that you may need underneath you. You can use a blanket, a bolster, a block, even a pillow works as well. And so as you come into this space, allow your hands to come wherever they feel comfortable, palms up or down, elbows slightly close to the body so you are not stretching or straining from your shoulders. And as we bring the awareness now to the breath, start by gently either closing your eyes or bringing your gaze down to the floor in front of you. And without changing anything about the breath, just start to slowly follow the breath. Normal breath coming in and out through the nostrils. And just the fact that we have brought our awareness to the breath will automatically change it ever so slightly. So continue for next 2 breaths to follow the breath without changing it. And now start to deepen the breath a little bit. All it means is that you're going to allow the breath coming in to fall just a little bit lower toward the base of the lungs. And then as you allow the breath to move out from the base of the lungs, find the assist from the navel as it hugs the spine, releasing and softening the diaphragm back and up toward the base of the lungs. You might find that each inhale gives you a little bit more length in your torso as the spine starts to elongate. On each exhale, as the navel starts to hug your spine, slowly notice the contraction of the body. There isn't a collapse, just a gentle softening toward the midline. 2 more breaths. And after this exhale, we are going to establish a count for the breath. So we will use that count for both the inhale and the exhale. But start with the inhale count. So we'll inhale for the next 4 counts. When you're ready, completely exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and let the exhale be free, allowing it to release through the nostrils. Navel still hugging the spine. And we'll repeat that one more time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and let your exhale be soft, effortless, and long. Good. So we'll keep the inhale now, a 4-count inhale. And let's see how far you can establish your count for the exhale. We'll start with maybe a 5-count exhale. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll continue for another 2 breaths. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Repeating for one more breath. Go ahead and establish your own count. 4 in and 5 out. For the next 3 breaths, we'll keep the inhale count still at 4, but extend the exhale to 6. Because we all breathe at a different pace, I'm going to let you establish your own count. However you want to count. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, or it could be each second as a count. 3 full breaths. 4 count inhale, 6 count exhale. When you finish that up, go ahead and slowly and gently, if you do have your eyes closed, open them, looking first down to the floor. And then if you had your eyes open and looking down to the floor, let's all lift the gaze, bringing your palms together. Take a full breath right here. And then as you exhale gently, allow the chin to come to the collarbone. Getting ready to move into the practice for the next few minutes. Make that commitment to keep your breath full, effortless, and long, just the way we established its pattern right now. When you're ready, you can slowly lift your gaze. Namaste. Good. So to get a little bit more movement going, let's bring the hands down beside us. And with that established pattern of the breath, start to lift the hands out and up. Feel free if you would like to keep a mental count. Inhale is 4 and exhale is 6. Two more times. Arms lift on the inhale and release on the exhale. One more time. This time, as the hands come up, go ahead and keep a slight softness in the elbow, clasp your fingers, and then turn the palms out and away from you. Inhale again, lengthen the torso. And then as you start and exhale, keeping both sit bones to the floor, start to tilt the torso over to one side. Keep that bottom arm reaching out from the base of the wrist, even as you gently pull the top arm over. Next, inhale, come back to the center. Gently soften the elbows, reclasp the hands from the non-dominant hand this time. If it feels a little uncomfortable, then you know you're doing the right thing. Inhale and reach. And as you exhale, tilt to the other side. Again, pressing the bottom arm from the base of the wrist all the way out, away from the shoulders. Slight and gentle pull of the fingers on the top arm. And then inhale, come back to the center. This time, as you exhale, unclasp the hands and release them back and down beside you. Good. Next, inhale, lengthen the torso, bring your hands on top of your knees. And then as you exhale, start to lean the torso just ever so slightly forward, keeping both sit bones on the floor. And then when you have completed your exhale, start on the inhale to come lifting the torso all the way back and up to upright posture. Good. We'll do that 2 more times. Slow, gentle exhale, navel starts to engage as you firm slightly the lower abdominal muscles, coming only as far as your body will allow you, and then coming back up as you inhale. Good. One more time. This time, allow your hands to come down to the floor in front of you. Tips of the fingers or the palms, depending on how far your body is able to go. And then keep that length in the torso. And as you finish up that exhale, pause right here. Inhale and lengthen the torso. That you might find that it lifts a little bit further away from the floor. But as you start your exhale, gently continue to keep the navel hugging the spine to bring yourself a little further forward. That further forward could be an inch, maybe a half an inch, even a quarter inch is okay. As long as you come into this space with nice fullness of the breath and complete ease, you are in the perfect space for right here, right now. You can adjust this body if you would like, move it slightly side to side. See if it allows you to release the torso a little further and forward toward the floor. One more breath here. And then next, inhale, lengthen the torso. Use your hands on the floor to start lifting back upright. Bring the hands on top of your knees and we'll recross the legs, moving the back to the front and front to the back. Shake it out if you need to, and then recross. Inhale, lengthen. This time, go ahead and turn first to the leg that is in front. So whichever leg it may be, turning over the torso toward that leg or the front knee. Inhale again, and on the exhale, we'll go into the forward fold. Keep that opposite sit bone to the floor. And this gives you a little bit less of a release into the forward fold, and that's okay. We'll stay here for another 2 breaths. So work with that length in the body along with your breath. Softening the navel toward the spine as you exhale, keeping the lower back protected, keeping the length in the torso. One more full breath here. And then next, inhale, lengthen the torso as you use your hands to come back upright, unwinding to the front. Good, inhale again. And then as you exhale, we're going to twist over to the other side. Now, if you have any kind of issues sitting comfortably in this posture with the legs crossed over, feel free to readjust. You can move the leg out. You can open wide your cross-legged posture. Use a block, whatever is necessary. If this just does not work for you, you're even welcome to get off the floor and move over to a chair and keep the legs wide as you sit on the chair and turn over to one side. Both sit bones need to stay settled on the surface they have been settled on. If you're on the floor, let them settle to the floor. If you have a chair underneath you, let them sit on the chair seat. One more full breath here. And then next, inhale, lengthen the torso, and then use your hands to press either onto the floor or on your knees as you come up to unwind. Good, let's move the legs out, completely extend the legs forward and shake them out. Once you have released the legs, we are going to go ahead and move to all fours. So gently come to the floor. If you were on the chair, come to the floor. If you're unable to go to the floor, you're welcome to stay on the chair with your hands upon your seat. But once you are in that all fours position, your knees are underneath the hips, shoulders are on top of your wrists. Good. Just stay here for a couple of breaths, really allowing the shins to press to the floor. Press your palms into the floor. Lift the body up off the floor. This is an active posture. One more full breath here. And then slowly, as you start and exhale, gently press your hips back toward your heels, letting the navel once again move up toward the ceiling. Chest moves toward your thighs. Let your elbows come down toward the floor. Next inhale, come pulling forward the heart. As you do so, come back to all four. And once again, go ahead and exhale, gently rounding the back. Navel comes to the spine. Tailbone comes toward the belly button. Come all the way down. And flowing one more time, inhale, come up all the way to all fours. This time we're going to pause over here. Take a moment. Once again, revisiting the fullness of your breath. And then release your right leg back behind you. You can curl the toes and lift the knees, or you can move the foot all the way back. Shoulders still stay on top of the wrist. The bottom shin is going to press to the floor. And then when you're ready, go ahead and lift the toes up off the floor. Extend that leg, either the heel pressing away from you or the toes pressing away from you. And if it feels right and comfortable for you, go ahead and let the other hand, the opposite arm, reach out and up away from you. If you find that there is a collapse in your lower spine, allow slightly the navel to hug your spine, keeping that nice length in your torso without collapsing at the lower spine. One more breath. And then release. Release the hand and the knee. Exhale, slowly come all the way back toward child's posture. Releasing the hip toward the heels, chest to the thigh, elbows to the floor. If you find any kind of strain that you created in your wrist, turn the palms up so that you can relax the wrist and the joint there. Next inhale, if you have your palms turned up, go ahead and snuggle them back into the floor and then lift with that inhale all the way back to all fours. And we'll repeat this process on the other side. So either curl the toes and lift the knees or just walk the leg back, keeping the body lifted up off the floor. Press the shin on the floor firmly toward the floor. And then when you feel ready, allow the back leg to lift up off the floor. You can have the heel pressing away from you, or you can have the toes pressing away from you. And again, bring a soft engagement even as the breath moves fully in your lower abdominal space. If it feels right for you to do so, go ahead and let the opposite arm reach up. One more breath here. And then as you exhale, release the hand, release the knee, and gently press the hips back towards child's posture. Good, this time as you come into this space, relax both your hands down beside you. If you would like to use a block in front of you, go ahead and let your forehead come upon it. We'll stay here for another 2 full breaths. If you would like, you're welcome to use that count over again, allowing the inhale to be free and your exhale to be about 6 counts long. Forward folding postures make it easy for you to focus upon the exhale. So continue to find softening as you stay in this space. Good, and then if you have a block helping you. Go ahead and move the block out. For the next move, we're going to start from here. Let's bring the hands at the sacrum. And as you inhale, we're going to come up on the knees. So let the arms come out with the breath coming in to the side and lift the arms up overhead. Good. As you exhale, go ahead and once more, come back into the child's posture. Hands come back at your sacrum. Good. We'll flow one more time from here. Inhale, hands out, all the way up. Exhale, release, torso back down, hands to the sacrum. Good. We're going to change this movement a little bit. So this time as you come up, keep the left hand at your sacrum, but let the right arm come lifting out and up overhead. Good. As you exhale, still keep the arms right where they are. Right arm this time will reach forward as you come into child's posture. Let the arm come all the way down to the floor. Pause for a breath here. And then as you inhale again, reach the hands out and up, come back all the way upright. Good. And then this time as you exhale, let the right arm come back at your sacrum as you come into the child's posture. Good. We'll repeat that process for the other side. So keeping the right hand at the sacrum as you inhale, lift the left arm out and up overhead. As you exhale, slowly reach the torso back, arm forward, coming into child's posture. Relax here for one full breath. And next, inhale. Reach the left arm straight out as the torso comes lifting back upright. And then exhale, let the arm come to the side and back to your sacrum. Relax over here, release the hand back down beside you. Good. And one more time. This time as you inhale, let both hands come out. Lift all the way up overhead. Good. And then as you exhale, go ahead and keep your left arm all the way up. Release your right hand down beside you. Inhale fully, and then as you exhale, move into a side stretch. Allow your right arm to go down toward the floor. One more breath here. Good. And then inhale, turn the bottom arm out, lift that back up, coming all the way upright. We'll go to the other side, same process. Release the left hand down. Inhale, reaching the top arm up, and then as you exhale, tilt the torso over. Continue to reach the bottom fingers down. Your gaze can come down to the floor. It can come looking straight forward. If you feel comfortable and would like to, you can even turn the head up. Good, and then the next inhale, reach the left arm straight out, come up. With that inhale, both arms are up overhead. This time as you exhale, release both hands all the way back and down beside you as you come back into the child's posture. Pausing here for a breath. And then next inhale, go ahead and bring the hands forward and come up to all fours. We're going to move from here to our very first down dog for the practice. So curl the toes under, inhale fully over here, and then as you exhale, keep the softness in the knees, bent, knees are still bent, and then let the tailbone lift up as far up toward the ceiling as you can get it to go. The length is only in your spine. There is a nice amount of a bend in your knees. So you're taking away from that stretch in the back of the leg for now, creating that length in the spine. Good. And then next inhale, go ahead and come forward to all fours. Uncurl the top of the foot and press back to child's posture. Keep the hands where they are. This is just a moment to rest. If you did find strain in your wrist, feel free to keep the hands where they are, but just turn the palms up. Next inhale, if you have the palms turned up, go ahead and bring them back down and come up to all fours. We'll go back to down dog again. So curl the toes under, lift the knees off the floor, and then gently, as you keep the knees bent, press the abdomen toward your thighs. If it's possible or comfortable for you to do so, go ahead and let the lower abdomen touch your upper thighs. So there's a nice bend in the knees, and this gives you the ability to feel the stretch in the torso, all the way from the tip of your long finger, the middle finger, up through the shoulders toward the tailbone. One more breath here. Good. And then we're going to walk the hands back toward your legs, slowly keeping that softness in the knees, coming into a full forward fold here. Allowing the torso to hang, chin comes to the collarbone. And then slowly, when you're ready, reach either the hands out in line with the shoulders or in front of you. With the support of the legs, the reach of the hands, come all the way upright. And then close the pose as you bring the hands, palms together to the heart center in prayer. Take a moment to stand here, either with the eyes closed or the eyes looking down to the floor. Notice your breath. Notice the warmth you've created within some of the joints in the body. Notice the support in your stance. Start to notice the weight distribution between the left and the right, between the toes and the heels. If you find that it is uneven, go ahead and make sure that you rock either front and back or side to side to gently bring yourself into that space of samasthiti, a space of equal balance on both sides. One more full breath just to observe the breath and your balance. Good, and now slowly release the hands down beside you. You can open up your eyes. We're going to start with another side stretching move. So bring your feet wide on your mat. We're facing the long side of the mat now. As you inhale, go ahead and bring the right toes out 90 degrees toward the short edge of the mat. Good. And at the same time, bring your right arm out and up overhead as well. Good. Take a nice full breath here, and then let's bring the left hand, bending the elbow, palm facing forward. Good. Take a nice full breath here, and then as you exhale, start to lean the torso forward, bring the top arm to face up, but bring it slightly past your toes. And then as you exhale, keeping the nice gentle engagement of the navel, come back upright. Good. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, come forward. Arm reaching forward, palm facing up. That's just your front arm. And then coming back up. This gives you a couple of chances to slowly but steadily feel this posture from the bottom up. You have full support of the legs. You have full length in the torso. And you have fullness in your breath. So this time as you come forward, first start by bringing the arm as far out as you can go. Pause at that point where you can reach no further. Release only the bottom arm, your right arm, down toward the floor. Now you can use, if you would like, a block if you're far enough to the floor, Or if you would like, you can even bring your hand to support, holding at the mid shin or your upper thigh. We'll stay here for another couple of breaths, working only with the top arm. So as you exhale, turn the head down and reach the top arm, either all the way over toward the front foot, or if you prefer, all the way up to the ceiling. And then when you're ready to inhale, turn the head forward or all the way up, bend that elbow to the starting point. And we'll repeat that process. Exhale, turn the head down, get into that full extension of the top arm. As you inhale, turn the head up, bending the elbow. One more time. Exhale, turn the head down, get into that full extension here. And then inhale, turn the head up, bend the elbow. Inhale again right here. And as you do so, start to reach the bottom arm. This time, extend both arms out. And then as you exhale, release the hands down beside you. Turn the toes. Take a moment to pause. As we get ready to go to the other side, inhale, left foot out, left arm out and up. Good. And then the right arm this time is going to bend at the elbow. Palm faces forward. Good. We'll flow 3 more times. This is also a good time to take a check on the back leg. If your back leg has turned away from the front foot, go ahead and turn the toes slightly toward the front foot. Good. Inhale, lengthen the torso. As you exhale, reach the bottom arm or the front arm, your left this time, as far out as you can past your toes. And then come right back up as you inhale. Good. We'll do that 2 more times. Exhale and reach. And come back up. Good. Now that we have had a chance to establish our stance from the bottom up, this time we're going to go a little further. So as you come on the exhale, as far out with the hands reach as you can, take another breath here. And then as you exhale again, allow that bottom arm, your left, to reach down, either to a block in front or behind you. Or if you prefer, you can bring the hand either at mid-shin or upper thigh even. Good. And then from here, we're going to allow the movement to stay only in the neck and the top arm. So as you exhale, turn the head down, reach either the top fingers all the way over to the left, or you can allow the hand to stay, all the way up to the ceiling. Good. And then as you inhale, bend the elbow, turn the head up. And we'll move 2 more times. Exhale, extend as far as you can, either out to the side or up to the ceiling. And then as you inhale, go ahead and turn the head up, bend the elbow. 1 more time, turn the head, extend the top arm. Inhale, turn the head up. Good. Pause over here for the exhale. Inhale again, and in that inhale, reach torso and both arms, extending them. And then as you exhale, release the hands, turn the toes forward. Good. We'll go into a forward fold this time. If you'd like to use the blocks, feel free to bring the block in front of you. Inhale fully with the arms out to the side. And then as you exhale, go ahead and let the hands come forward and down toward the floor. You can widen your stance if you would like. You can even have your toes slightly pointed if you prefer that way, rather than keeping them parallel. And just come into this place to relax. Completely softening the body so that you have the ability to relax. It's not about the stretch in the back of the leg. So if you need to keep a softness in your knees, go ahead and do so. But bring the awareness once again back to the breath. On an inhale, which is free, you may lengthen the torso a little bit. But on the exhale, keeping it a 6 count exhale, allow the navel to hug your spine as you continue to soften and relax in the space. One more full breath. Next, inhale, come up halfway. If you have the block in front of you, a block next to you, and you want to use it, feel free to use both blocks. Bring both the blocks out to the outside of your, or in front of your toes, let's put it that way. And then inhale at the center and go ahead and twist the torso over to the right. If you're not using the block, you are welcome to bring the hand to the outside of the foot, wherever it is that you feel comfortable. Inhale, come back to the center and moving over there, over to the other side. There is no bend in the knee at this point. It is just a twist with a nice open wide-legged stance. Inhale, come back to the center. We'll repeat this one more time. This time you have a choice if you prefer to go with the one arm up. So if you've twisted over to the right, let the right arm come lifting up. You can keep your gaze looking up at the ceiling or down to the floor. As you exhale, come back to the center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale over to the other side. Repeating the same process. You twist over to the left, let the left arm go up to the ceiling. Your gaze can go up to the ceiling or the head can be looking down. On an exhale, come back to the center. Take a moment to pause, allowing the torso to stay folded over. And we're going to go ahead and do one more move in this forward folding posture. Inhale, come halfway up though. And then slowly bend your right knee. Again, your toes can be slightly pointed out rather than staying parallel if you would like. But bend that right knee and then really allow yourself to come as low as you can with that nice length in the torso to that right side, like you're in almost a half squat. Your heel can come off on that right leg. That's your bent knee. And then next inhale, come back to the center. As you exhale, we'll go to the other side. Walk both your hands over to the other side. And you can use a block if you need to. You can bring both your hands on the block, and that gives you a little bit more lift in the torso. Good, take one more breath here. And then inhale, come back to the center. One full breath to just let the torso soften over here. Once again, let your exhale become long, 6 counts at least. Good, and then the next inhale, lengthen the torso as you press your palms into the floor. And from here, keep a soft engagement at your navel. And then for the 2/3 of the breath, keep that engagement. Reach the hands out, full support of the legs as you come all the way upright. Release the navel. And then as you exhale, bring the hands back down. And then bring your feet back in. Good. Take a moment to walk it off. Shake it out. We're going to go from here into our balance posture. So for today's balance, it's going to be a side stretching revolved balance posture. So we're going to start at the back of the mat. It's basically a revolved triangle posture. Turn your right toe slightly out and step with your left foot forward. Maybe about a medium step. Good, we will use the block. If you would like to use the chair for support, feel free to bring a chair in front of you as well. If you have a wall instead of a chair, feel free to use the hands at the wall. Good, inhale fully right here, reaching the arms out and up overhead.
As you start your exhale, front knee is still straight. If you need to, you can have a slight soft bend in it, but it's still more straight than bent. And then as you exhale, hinge from the hips, come into that forward fold. Again, if you're going to use the blocks, both your hands will come on the blocks. Take a moment to pause over here. Inhale, lengthen the torso. As you exhale, fold a little bit further forward. Good. Next, inhale, lengthen the torso. Bring the block on the inside of the front foot. Bring your palm on the block, and the other hand, your front hand, goes at your hip crease. Lengthen the torso as you inhale. And then as you exhale, twist the torso over to that front leg. This has an element of balance, a twist, and as you lift your hand, the element of side stretch. So lift as you feel ready, the top arm out and up. Breathe fully. So determine how far you're going to twist in this space based on the effortlessness of your breath. That's beautiful. Good, one more breath here. And then slowly on an exhale, unwind the torso, come into that full forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the torso. Exhale, fold one more time into that full forward fold. And then we'll come up with the support of both legs. So reach as you inhale, hand in front of you, and then slowly come back all the way upright. As you exhale, release the hand and bring the feet back beside you. Good, we'll go to the other side. Turn the left toes out, step the right foot forward. When you're ready, inhale and lift, hands up overhead. Exhale, hinging slowly and gently forward. Keep a softness in your front knee if you need to. And then release the hands down beside you on the blocks or all the way down to the floor. Take one full breath here. Bring now the block on the inside of the front foot if you're going to use it. If not, your hands down there. You can always use your hands as your shins or the top of your knees, depending on how far forward you are. Bring the front hand at your hip crease. Lengthen the torso as you inhale. And then slowly on the exhale, start to twist the torso over toward the front leg. Good. To keep in mind that both sides of our body are different. So depending on whether this is your harder or easier side, just enjoy that. When you feel ready, allow the top arm to reach up. Your gaze can go up to the top, or it can come all the way down to the floor. You always have the option to not lift the top arm. You can reach the top arm over to the opposite hip crease, but allow the shoulder, the top shoulder that is, to stack upon the bottom. You can also leave, if you would like, the hand in line with the shoulder at shoulder height. Good, one more breath wherever you are. And then slowly and gently unwind the torso. Come into the full forward fold with that exhale, allowing the chest to come upon your thighs, chin to the collarbone, and crown toward the floor. Good, next inhale, lengthen the torso, reach the hands in front of you, and come all the way up. And as you exhale, release the hands and bring the feet back together. Good, we're done with the standing postures. So let's come down to the floor. Coming slowly and gently onto the knees. We'll flow one more time from here into our child's posture. So come to all fours, inhale fully, and then as you exhale, press the hips back toward your heels. Bringing slowly the torso forward, relaxing in this space. You might notice a difference compared to the first few times we went into it. It's just an exercise in observation. Good, and then slowly and gently pull yourself all the way forward and come to lay flat on your abdomen. As you come into the space, come to relax completely. Moving, if you would like, to go into crocodile posture, Makarasana. Legs are wider than your hips, maybe even wider than your mat. And then you can bring palm on top of the palm or palm in front of the palm. And then relax either your forehead to the floor or one ear down to the floor. We will stay here at least for 4 full breaths. So if you have the ears down to the floor, make sure that halfway through that process of 4 breaths, you turn the head to the other side. Inhale and exhale are both free. Let's continue to notice the quality of your breath. Notice how deep the inhale moves toward the base of your lungs. Notice how much softening and relaxation your exhale brings. You might find that your breath has automatically deepened, become longer, slower, more nourishing. And then on the next inhale, just start to bring the legs back in, close toward each other, keeping them just about hip width wide. Uncurl the top of the feet, bring them down to the floor. We'll go from here into Bhujangasana. So bring both your hands down to the floor beside you, palms turned up, but start with one ear down to the floor. So that we are all on the same page, let's start by bringing the right ear down to the floor. Relax the shoulders. Press the whole lower body from the hip point, top of the thighs, shins, top of the ankle joints, all the way down to the floor. And then as you inhale, turn the head to the center, lifting just a little bit the sternum up off the floor and coming up into the baby cobra. As you exhale, turn the other ear down to the floor. Bring yourselves all the way back and down. We'll repeat this process on the left side as well. So as you inhale, turn the ear and the head to the center, lifting the sternum. Good. And then as you exhale, go ahead and relax again. Good. We'll repeat this process 2 more times, turning the head and the ear each time that you inhale and lift and exhale and release. Move with your breath at your pace. Use the pressing down of the lower body to get a nice length in the torso for the upper body. So there should be no strain whatsoever, not in your lower spine, not in your neck, not in your shoulders. The next time you come back with your right ear down to the floor, take a moment to pause. Relax your legs. Toes point in toward each other, heels away from the midline. Bend slightly your elbows so that you can relax your hands, your shoulders, the upper torso. Turning the head to the other side. Staying in this relaxed space for another 2 breaths at least. Good. And then the next inhale, we're going to go ahead and move into the locust pose, Shalabhasana, which is the lift of the leg without a bend in the knee. You have a choice. For the first couple of moves, we will only be moving the leg. So you can leave the hands where they are. Or if you prefer to bring the hands forward, feel free to bring the hands in front of you and let the forehead come upon your palms. As you inhale though, now go ahead and let the right foot lift up. Point the toes, there is no bend in the knee. And then as you exhale, relax. We'll do that 2 more times. Same leg. Inhale and lift, right foot off the floor. Exhale and release. Make sure that the leg on the floor does not end up taking all your weight. So you're not shifting any weight of the body over from one side to the other. Same process on the other side, 3 times. Inhale and lift. Exhale and release. Good. When you finish that up, we're going to go ahead and release the right ear down to the floor. Bring the right hand at the sacrum and the left hand down beside you. When you're ready, this time we'll go ahead and move into the locust. Right arm will come up and left leg is going to lift. As you do so, you're going to turn the torso up off the floor with the head moving to the center. So as you inhale, right arm forward, left leg lifted, torso lifts up. As you exhale, come back, right ear back down to the floor. And we'll repeat that 2 more times. Inhale, turn the head to the center, lift the leg, lift the arm and the torso, and come back all the way down. 1 more time. And this time release the left ear down to the floor. Let the right arm come down and the left arm goes to the sacrum. When you're ready, inhale and reach. Right leg out, left arm forward, torso lifts. And exhale, once again, left ear down to the floor. 2 more times, moving with your breath at your pace. And then as you come down, just go ahead and relax. Back into crocodile if you would like. If not, just let the toes come in, let the heels move out. You're welcome if you'd like to just gently shake your hips. Release any tightness you created in the lower spine. Two more breaths. Good. Next inhale, bring the legs back in closer to each other. Go ahead and bring the hands this time in line with your rib cage. Elbows come in close toward each other. Turn the forehead down to the floor. And then as you inhale, go ahead and lengthen the torso. Lift up the torso off the floor and then press back to child's pose. Bring your hands a little closer to the body. The next few moves, we're going to move from the child's posture up into the up dog. So snuggle the fingertips into the floor. When you're ready, inhale, come up, shoulders on top of the wrist. Heart comes forward and then crown lifts up so that you're allowing the pelvis to come down to the floor. And then slowly when you're ready, exhale, chin to the collarbone, navel to the spine, hips toward the heels. We'll repeat this process 2 more times. Inhale, come forward, press the heart forward, lift the sternum. and then exhale and press back. Good, make this your own flow. 2 more times, gently moving into this space, lifting the sternum, and then releasing it all the way back. When you finish those 2 moves, come to rest all the way back in the child's posture. 2 full breaths there. Good, and then gently bring your hands down beside you and lift the torso to come to sit back on your heels. If you're unable to sit back on your heels, feel free to bring a block underneath you so that you can really allow the hips to settle. Bring the block at whichever height that feels right for you. Good. We have one more move that we're going to get into before we come down to the floor this time. So when you're ready, inhale and reach both hands out and up. We'll come up and move into the gate pose or parigasana. So we're on our knees. This time as you exhale, keep that left hand out and up. Release the right hand down. And at the same time, go ahead and bring the right foot forward, all the way out to the side. You can have the toes pointing away from you, or you can have the toes pointing forward. Good, take a nice full breath here, and then slowly allow the bottom arm to slide down, and then come back. So we'll work with the breath as you exhale, release, arm down toward the ankles, and then come back up. Experiment, it feels different when you have the toes pointed forward and your toes pointed out. See what feels right for your body. It also feels different when you have the toes lifted up and the toes pressing down. So experiment again, couple of moves over here. Good, now if you keeping that top arm up is working a number or creating strain in your shoulder, feel free to come back to the bent elbow. And that gives you the ability to take the body a little further, closer into a side stretch. Good, and then come back up, bring both hands out and up, and then gently bend the knee back in. Exhale, release the hands. Take a moment to pause. Good, we'll go to the other side. So when you're ready, inhale the right arm up, bring the left foot out to the side. Good, again, you are welcome to experiment on this. Do what feels right, either point the toes forward or away from you, but just start as you exhale to reach the bottom fingers forward. Good, and you're welcome again, if you prefer not to have the top arm out, to have the elbow bent. You can even experiment by lifting your toes off the floor to see how it changes the feel in your body. Good, one more time. And then as you get ready to come up, bring both hands out and up, bring both knees back. As you exhale this time, come to sit back on your heels. I have my block behind me, giving me a moment to get a nice gentle stretch in my quadriceps. Good, and now we're going to go ahead and come all the way down to the floor. So come to the floor so that you're on your backs with your knees bent. Gently relax in this space for about 3 full breaths. And then slowly on the next inhale, lift the foot off the floor, that's the right foot, and then bend the knee in close to your chest. Bring gently the navel to hug your spine and relax that whole right side of the body. Releasing that right leg, go ahead and bring the left foot off the floor. As you exhale, bring that knee close to the chest. Even though you're using your hands to relax that left side, by bringing the knee in, make sure that you're not scrunching the shoulders or releasing the chin to the collarbone. Shoulders are relaxed, upper back is relaxed, chin stays close to the collarbone. Then release both legs down. Go ahead, and if you would like to, you're welcome to come into this relaxed space, but by using either a block or a blanket underneath you. If you'd like to use the block, bring the block so that it is lying down flat. Long side of the block is parallel to the short side of the mat. And we're going to come to rest our shoulder blades upon the block. The other block can go behind you so that you can use your neck upon it. Keeping the knees bent, come from the base of the rib cage up toward your shoulders as you come to rest in this space. Keeping the knees bent to start off. Allow the shoulders to settle down toward the floor. Arms come out away from the body, just slightly lower than the shoulder, but pretty wide open. Bring the other block under your head so that your head stays supported and slightly lifted up. And as you continue to rest in this position for the final relaxation, you have a choice. You can either extend both legs down, keeping them slightly wide, or if you prefer, you can go into the butterfly posture, bringing the bottom of your feet together and letting the knees fall all the way down toward the floor. As you stay here, we're going to once again, as we did at the beginning of the practice, bring our awareness to the breath. We'll let the inhale become free, but we'll allow the exhale to be 4 counts long. Next 2 breaths continue with that 4 count exhale. Letting the body continually soften to the floor. Feeling the support of the block under the shoulder blades, under your head. After the 3 breaths are done, go ahead and extend the exhale to a 6 count release. Coming slowly into that space of relaxation. Making sure that the block is not too far up near the shoulder. It does need to be underneath your shoulder blades. That's going to give you a little bit more opening at the top of the rib cage. So if the block is positioned correctly, you will have the ability to open up your arms out and wide. Shoulders will actually fall off the block toward the floor. Take 2 more breaths in this space. And now slowly and gently, as you allow your knees, if you're in butterfly, to come back up to the center. If you have your legs straight out, go ahead and bend the knees to bring the heels close to the hips. And carefully, keeping in mind the block underneath you, roll over to one side. And then slowly pressing the palm into the floor, slide the top leg as you gently come up to a comfortable seated posture. Bringing now your palms together in prayer to the heart center. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, gently bow the head. Pause in this moment to honor yourself, the practice you undertook. And then slowly, when you're ready, you can open your eyes and lift your gaze. Thank you. Namaste.